Hey guys, I have a mobility stretch and flow for you. We're going to start laying down doing some exercises and then we're going to go into seated. So let's get going. Go ahead and lay on your back and have your knees bent and start to focus inward and just focus on your breath. Now you're going to straighten those legs out, reach them long, abs pulled in. You shouldn't feel any tension on your back. If you do, bend your knees and that's fine. Now you're going to take the arms overhead. You can wiggle through the sides of the waist and create as much length through your spine and through your body as you can. Breathe. Bringing the arms back down. Pull one knee in as the opposite leg is reaching out, and then switch sides. Starting to warm up in through our hips a little bit, and switch sides. Keep going back and forth, pulling one knee in, reaching the leg long and planting it down, pulling the opposite knee in, and reaching that leg long. If you'd rather bend the knees and have both knees bent, and if that feels better to you, please do that. You want to keep the upper body stable. Keep lengthening through the sides of the waist with an open chest. Planting that opposite leg down. And now circle the ankle really big, about 6 times each direction here. Go ahead and switch direction. Make it big. Get synovial fluid into that ankle joint there. Okay, switch legs, same thing. Plant that opposite leg down, and now big circles. Really big. Exaggerate. Circle the other way. Should not feel any popping or clicking. If it's painful, obviously have a smaller range of motion if that's the case. Grab behind the leg. This could be for hamstring. You're going to flex the foot up and point the toe down. Flex the foot, kick up, point the toe, bend the knee. Flex the foot up, point the toe down. Going to do about 6 times that direction. Keep abs in, chest open. Now point the toe up and flex the foot down. Point up, flex down. Warming up in through the hamstrings. You're going to feel maybe even the nerves a little bit in there too. Now switch sides, same thing. You're going to start with the foot flexed, kick up, point the toe down. Flex up, point down. This should feel good. You never want to force this at all. You don't want to feel pain at all. And you don't want to overforce that tightness. Keep it easy. This is just called dynamic flexibility, so flexibility with movement. Now point the toe up, flex the foot, bend the knee. Point the toe, straighten the leg, flex the foot, bend that knee. Keep your tailbone down. All right, moving on. Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Now, trace the shape of a circle with your knee and make that circle as big as you can. So the motion is about getting into the hip. So you're rotating the toe in, which is internal rotation of the hip, and then the knee rotates out, which is external rotation of the hip. Now keep both hips planted and don't let your hips rock side to side. So if you want to put your hands right on top of your hips so that you know that they stay still, you go for it. Now reverse the direction, about 6 times each here. Reverse it, make it big, going out to the side, circle around, crossing in and down. If you'd rather place the hands on the ground, that's fine, but really think about the hip staying stable. Okay, let's switch sides. Same thing. Circle in, open up, and out. Don't move. Like hips to your head does not move at all. It stays really strong and stable. Just getting in some movement in through that hip. And moving our hip in different directions than we normally would. Okay, reverse the motion. We will all look a little different on this. Your flexibility in your hips might be better than mine. You might make that motion bigger than me. Feel free to. As long as you're not rocking the hips side to side, keep the hips still. Breathe into it. Okay, cross the ankle over the knee, push the knee down, and then try to pull it across the body a little bit. As you're doing this, you're keeping your tailbone down. Don't let the tailbone pop up. Again, just about getting movement in through the hips. Hips do a lot of the work throughout the day. And then could you pull the legs in and then take it down? And if you can't, if that's way too much for you, go back to the first one where you're just pushing the knee down and pulling it across. That's fine. Try to keep your tailbone down as you pull the legs up. If you'd rather reach around both legs instead, that's fine too, and you can have the knees a little closer together. Whatever feels good to you is how you should do it. Switch legs, same thing. Push the knee, pull it across. Doing about 6 reps of each. Try to have your foot flexed if you can. So you want to feel it through the center of the hip there. Think like a jean pocket in the center of your butt. You want to think of piriformis muscle there. You're pulling in now and then release. Pull in and hold and then release. Just go slow and smooth. Moving on. Reach out long again. Just wiggle through the sides of the waist. Reach wall to wall. Deep breath in and blow it out. Get that full extension. And now into a little bit of a bridge here just to help open up through the front of the body and strengthen the back of the body. So squeezing the glutes and hamstrings. And you have your fingers on your hips and the thumbs on the ribs, and you want to keep the same space, the same distance. So you're just thinking of floating your body up as one unit and then floating down as one unit. Abs in, don't lose it. Slight pinch of the shoulder blades. All right. So now just roll yourself onto one side. Stack your legs right on top of each other, and then you're going to open up the arm as much as you can and then close. Now don't jam your spine here. Keep this easy and fluid and breathe. Keep pressing your knees together as much as you can. Abs pulled in slightly, but feel like you can breathe easily. Keep pushing your shoulders down and breathe. 6 reps. Okay, roll over to the other side. Try to stack the hips right on top of each other, knees on top of each other. Plant the legs down hard. And open and close. Spinal rotation here. Wherever you're tightest is where you're going to feel it. Maybe chest and shoulders, maybe even in through the back slightly, in through the hips. The more you work on this, the better you get. And the easier your body moves. That's the whole point of this. Push yourself up. You're going up onto all fours here. Quadruped. Tabletop position. Try to have the hands flat, but if you need to make a fist with your finger, with your hands instead to keep your wrist neutral, do it. Cat-cow, you're going to round up, drop the top of the head down, and then reverse and arch the back and push the shoulders down. Then push the floor away from you, round and spread the shoulder blades. Open up as much as you can. Round and arch into the pelvis as much as you can too. Get that whole back to work together. Flex and extend. Take it into neutral and then go into a seated position. Sit cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. You can have your hips up higher, roll up a mat or a blanket and have your hips higher, or you can sit in a chair if that feels better to you too. Focus on your breath. And then you're going to reach up and over to one side and then switch. And you want to keep pushing the knees out and plant those legs down as you reach up and over. Have an open chest and feel that stretch all along the side of the body there. Going to switch the cross of the legs. You're going to keep going with it. Now, as you reach to one side, think of planting your opposite sit bone down. Don't force this. Keep it easy and breathe. Go ahead and tuck the tailbone. Come forward as much as you can. Chest stays open though, lengthen through both sides of the waist. Come up tall, switch the cross, and do the same thing again. Just forward fold, tuck tailbone, lengthen out, reach as long as you can, and then come up tall. Sit tall. Think if there's a string attached to the top of your head, somebody pulling that string up. Abs are in, and now just breathe and focus on that breath. Think of all that good you did for your body. Relaxing the shoulders. Think of your emotional joy. Think of another area of wellness, emotional wellness. Reflect on a joyful experience. What's something in your life that has given you joy? Think about that. Focus on that breath. Take another deep breath in and blow it out. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your day is amazing. Thanks again. Bye-bye.